Hi guys, from Encino One. This is the second video I do for the Matek F411 Wse, and I've done all the tests I was looking for, and I do the second video to give a clue the way it went, my opinion, some tips and tricks as well. I'm gonna give it to the end, and I will give some information. It may help you if you plan to use this flight controller. I use a darts. As you see, the flight controller is in the middle. It's a bit messy. There is no enough flight condition, but it should be. Let's see if I can get more closer. My camera, it seems always give it trouble. I try to get the closest as possible. I move cable out of the way. You can see the flight controller. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna get the more close as possible. As you see the way I wire up, all the cable and everything. I'm gonna give you some tips. I've done most of the tests in very bad condition. UK have been really bad so far. The weather forecast, it doesn't make any good forward at the moment. But I've done the test through wind, a bit of snow as well. It was not a lot, but it was freezing temperature, but I keep doing the test. It is fantastic flight controller. I had a few problems with my motor mount on the back because I'd remove everything to do some soldering, some modification to put my receiver on the back. I had a bit of a headache, but at the end I make it work and fly. As you see here, what I did, I basically all my grounds I put here for the servo. I use 2 servo. And the 5 volt here for power up the servo. The signal is a standard 1 single pins. I plug in on 3 and 4, so as you know. And then motor as you see over there. And remember the TX, RX, TX and RX is the one for the GPS. Is the one TX1 and RX1. And now let's go for the module. I use the Behatian. As you see here, old 180 to 220, the wire is exactly the same. I'm gonna bring it here, gonna bring it more closer. Only things I wish, and I explain maybe for the beginner, the most knows already, but remember, do not put TX on the flight controller. It need to be reverse. This is the one who transmits. So you need to put in a RX, so you receive the message from the GPS, and the RX on TX on the flight controller. Basically, need to be reverse. Make sure you do that. If you want to see the way it's wired, it's a VCC on the right, grounds on the left, TX RX. Then you remember to invert the TX on RX on the flight controller, and RX from here on TX on the flight controller. The antenna is on the bottom, this is the top. So the antenna is on the bottom, battery you can see. You can find out by searching Google, and you can see all the information. This I take a 3.3 volt to 5 volt. I usually use 5 volt. It's on the flight controller. Take any 5 volt from your flight controller anywhere you like. As you see here, you can take a 5 volt from everywhere you like. From here, I don't use pitot tube because I don't need it. I use a small plane, so pointless for me to put pitot tube. It's more precise if you use a pitot tube analog. I mean, if you do long range, it may help you a bit more, but put extra weight, extra difficulty for the flight controller. Is for me, I never use it. But if you're gonna use it, up to you. I don't use pitot tube for speed sensor, but it's available if you want. The flight control is very small. You support that, it's good. I've got even LED, whatever you want to use. Buzzer. It's a small flight controller. If I tell you it's small, it's bigger than my thumbs. And actually, it acts as a big flight controller. You have 2 dual camera if you want. C1 and C2. I usually use one camera especially if the plane is very small. But if you want to put a second one with the movable camera, why not? Up to you. I don't use that because I try to make it light as possible, the plane, avoid any extra on the top. But you can use a flight controller in a big plane if you want, and maybe comes good with a double camera pitot tube if you wish to use it. Up to you. For me, this small plane is fine for me. Only things, this is another tips I will give. I had some, sorry for my throat, I had some gyro noise in this flight controller, and it was concerning me a little bit when I start to fly. But when I launched the plane, let's say that bit of a noise that come from the gyro, it was like it wasn't there. He fly like a champion flight controller, really acted like a big flight controller. It worked really nice. That's a big surprise for me from this flight controller. Only thing I suggest, this another tips, in configurator and I suggest to keep the gyro filtering all the time on. I did, it works really good. Even after that, I still picked up some gyro noise, but when I launched the plane, trust me, the strongest wind I could catch, it was managed so good. I was surprised for that small flight controller I've been using. Are really amazing. And when I mean amazing, it is really amazing. From that small, big as my thumb, man, it does a good job. I use 2.3, usually come with 2.21, but I know it's gone up. It's getting better and better, and I use the old system like 2.0 and going to 2.3, they put a little bit back. So must suggest put 2.3, works really fine, it does the job. It's pretty stable. The noise you may, if you a bit know what it is, the noise, if a bit more professional in flight controller, you understand flight controller a bit better, there is that gyro noise, but if you put in a configuration filtering, it does good job. Even if there is there, trust me, one time you launch, it does affect the flight control or flights at all. So it was a big surprise for me. It's a bonus for Matek for this one, and I have. So it worked really good. I had a lot of hiccup because I had some problem with the extra gyro compensation in my plane. So I went back and forward to the field to fix that problem. I had a bit of a problem in throttle idle. If you don't know what it is, throttle idle, you may find your plane going a bit bumpy on the sky. So it depends which escape you put. You try to find out if you need to drop a little bit more or gain a little bit more in throttle idle, because otherwise you're gonna find the plane bumpy on the sky. It's a bit annoying. I had that problem. I had to fix a couple times back to the field, come back home and refix it, and then it worked just fine. So making sure you find out if your ESC need to be dropped down 5 step or 10 step down or 10 step up on throttle idle. Making sure it's not gyro compensation, otherwise increase or decrease the gyro. Okay, I give a big tips here for this flight controller. It works just fine. 2.3 in a half does a beautiful job. I had to do some modification because I've broken some propeller. Disappointed. I'm gonna bring more close to the, as you see, I done this modification. I melt this plastic. I put inside with I had to use a bit of a sandpaper and fine melt a little bit, push inside, you take the shape, and then a bit of a glue. It worked just fine. It's just enough clearance for the propeller. what you need to catch is just the middle, especially this darts is easily, because the escape inside does have a brake. I don't have any data how to block, to stop the, to put a brake in this escape, so it doesn't matter. I put this modification and seems to do the job. As you notice, it doesn't go all the way down. This is a big tip. Mostly you need to catch just the middle. This is the hard pass, plastic hard. It will break it if you touch the floor, because that one is too small. It will not do that job. It just safe to not dirt the motor, but it won't do any good. The best is to do a small extension till the middle props. That's what you need. The rest is soft. It will bend if it will go inside and fix just the blade in the right size. Do not break it. That's my big tips I will give. And then that's it. I hope you like it. I will try to put a third video later on, because the one I done, it was strong wind, the camera fall down many times. It's pointless to put half of the video. I don't have an editor to fix it, so I will do no edit video, and you will see all the flight from this flight controller. This will be the next, but my review for this flight controller, it is fantastic. If you want to use it, feel free. The price is not that bad. It does a good job, and my review is really positive. I didn't have any major issue. The wiring I don't need to show. It's enough you go on the Matek website, like you see here. I'm gonna bring it here on the Matek. Just go on the matek.com. You find the flight controller. As you see here, there is all the information, all the wiring you need to do. So just follow the instruction. S-bus, 5 volt, V-bat, very simple to wire. I don't need to go through, because Matek very expose all the way to wiring, and there is more information on the bottom here. On the Matek, there is all the wiring specification. Here, there is all the things you need. Yeah? Go to Matek website. You can download the portal to open for S-bus, PPM. You don't need to do that much, because when you go to download this, you automatically put the 423 for the V-bat. It's already just check it's right. That's it. It works really nice. Okay, I close here the video. I don't want to make it too long. I hope this will help you for this flight controller. It works really nice, 2.3 on a knife. Remember to put the gyro filtering on to configuration all the time. Leave on. It does a beautiful job. Even if there is a bit of a noise come out from the gyro, believe me, one time you fly, it will not notice even it's there. This one for the more advanced people who understand about gyro noise. For the beginner one, you don't even bother for that, because I give a clue, it works just fine. Just put filtering on the configuration, work just fine. Okay, I close it here. I hope this video will help somebody out there. Thanks for watching the video. I see you for next video. I will do the maintain video. I've done already plenty to make sure I fly good, and all the data come from the flight controller. For me is fantastic, is good. Okay, thank you very much. I close it here. Thumbs up if you like it. See you for next video. Bye bye from Encino One.